Hi everyone, it's Lorraine Cohen. As promised, I wanted to do a live video about looking at 2017 from the perspective of grateful or good riddance. And what really sparked this intention to talk about this is because of some of the conversations that I've had with people who have said, thank God this year is coming to an end, and have said the words good riddance. I always encourage people during the month of December, and this is something that I do myself, is to take a look at where you're at, who you've become, some of the places that have brought you through some difficulties, and to reflect upon the year as a whole, because there are so many opportunities during the course of the year that provide experiences for us to grow and evolve. And I certainly know from my own experience that some of those experiences are not always the most comfortable. I know that this year for me, if you've been following my journey, has really shaken me to my core. And it's interesting because there have been times in the past as I have come to the end of each year for the last several years when I have found myself saying, this was one of the most difficult and roughest years I've ever experienced. And I've said that for a couple of years now. This year in particular was very poignant because it really brought me to my knees on a lot of different experiences of where I was still in denial and resistance and battle and disowning certain things that were happening in my life that I needed to pay attention to, that I needed to choose to pay attention to. And they all played a part in the choices that I made to change my health and my life story. One of the things that I've come to really understand is that there are often two motivators as to why we will make change in our life. And one is pain and the other is pleasure. I would like to say that very often it's pleasure that's the motivator. Hi, Anita. And more times than not, pain is the motivator. Pain is the reason why we'll do something, and that certainly was for me when I found myself experiencing debilitating pain, which I've shared on the posts that I've made on Facebook as well as in some of the Facebook Lives. It was a level of pain that I've never experienced before. Even in prior years when I've gone through difficult times, I have not been in physical pain. So this year really got my attention. So as I have reflected on the year, I have looked at what were some of the blessings that I experienced this year. And I want to just share a few with you because I want to invite you to think about what some of the blessings that you experienced during the course of the year, especially if you're in this place of grateful or good riddance. So my health has noticeably improved in the last several months, as opposed to where it was in the last several years of doing, as I've shared, such good things, but I had hit a roadblock that I had built within myself, and it wasn't until some things really fell apart this year that I made different choices that allowed my body to heal in ways that it had been trying to for a very long time. I started transmitting a new dimension of quantum healing energy that has been remarkable in the experiences that people have had. And what my guidance has shared with me is that if I hadn't made some of the choices that I made this year, I wouldn't have been able to access that energy. And so what a blessing that has been, not only for the clients that I'm working with who are dealing with mind and health issues, also for my own healing. And I work with that energy every single day. One of the key things for me has been a stronger ability to feel peace and acceptance no matter what's happening in my life. You know, you probably experience this in yourself. It's this duality of, Your human self is reacting in a state of drama, and when you drop down into your essence, your soul, you can feel that level of peace and acceptance as it's whispering to you, all is well, keep going the distance. And what happens in our human experience can be this vacillation between those two aspects of ourselves existing in the same space. And I know that was something that I've experienced and have really had to work with this year, is moving out of that state of drama and coming back into choosing, how do I want to navigate this experience? Do I want to create more suffering for myself, which I know I can do when I start to believe the thoughts that I'm having, as opposed to rising above the situation and leaning into my inner guidance and my inner knowing? It really changes the experience.